Hey guys, how you doing? I'm out here on the southern end of the military trail at Lake Perry. Many of you have seen my other videos on the north end. I've done a few trail hikes and a few camps on that end up about the 15 to the 12 mile mark. This is a, remember right, 29-mile trail. I'm going to be jumping in at the very tail end of it, catching mile marker 1, and then following that. I've never been on this end, so I'm basically at the southern trailhead. I can go back this way and go in reverse, or go right up here and catch mile marker 1 and start from the beginning. So anyway, let's go check this out. I'm carrying with me today my haversack that I got from Flint and Steel Survival. First time I've carried it with me. First time I've carried a haversack, in fact. Usually a backpack. But anyway, enough yapping. Let's go check the trail out. This end of the trail, the southern end, is quite a bit different than the northern part of the trail. More along the fields. The northern end is more in the hills and the woods, more along the lines of something in the Ozarks. At the 28-mile mark, showed you the 27 back there. I'm guessing I came in between the 26 and the 27. 28. The 29th should also be, I think, where the I don't know if it starts over at the 1 at that point, or if there's a mile between it and the number 1, but that's where we're heading to, is the beginning of the trail. So far the trail's been pretty uneventful. Pretty easy walk for anybody that's new into hiking. Well, I'm really liking this side of the trail, or after I cross the road there. This part's getting a little bit more fun. A little bit hillier, a little bit more turns. Not so much walking in the fields. It looks like we might be getting closer to the lake down there. I sure hope so. I'd like to get down there on the shoreline. Anyway, here we go. All right, there it is. There's mile marker 1. Yeah, kind of an odd place to start the trail. Our last trail marker was 28, so I'm assuming that this is also 29, the end of the trail, because I saw no other markers along the way. I was planning on hitting mile marker 1 and stopping and having my lunch at that time and then returning. But this is an odd place for the start of the trail. I'm going to push on at least to 2 or 3 and see what's further on. Come on. You just going to stand there? Come on. Since access to the lake has been made so easy at this point, I'm going to check it out. Like this. I could see setting a hammock up somewhere back there in the woods. Having access to the water. And be a great place to have a morning breakfast. Well, that's one big crawdad. Yeah. Don't think that's crawdad. All that talk of breakfast made me hungry. great spot to eat. Not sure how many to use, but we'll find out. That's 3 of them. Wow, pretty hot with 3 tabs. That's a Copeland emergency stove. First I thought it was a little bit too large for my cup, but then I realized the arms fold in. I was going to make a ramen bomb. I hope my foot's not in the way. I was going to make a ramen bomb, but I think that's a little bit too much for today, and still have to hike back. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go, so that may slow me down a little bit. So I'm just going to have some noodles. Oh man, got a good flame coming out of there. 3 tabs. And some sardines and mustard sauce. Protein there. I do think the stove's pretty cool. The heat tabs that are with them, yeah, not bad. I used 3 to start out with. They got pretty hot. They burnt fairly quickly. I put 3 more in. I haven't got to a boil yet, but we'll see how this does. It's getting to that point. They do put off some heat. I usually drain my noodles a little dry and then add the flavor packet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add it. Make sure if you pack it in, you pack it out. I got my ramens all done. Yeah, those are warm. I think I'm going to let them cool for a little bit. Got my sardines. You don't like sardines? Really? Oh yeah. And mustard sauce. Oh yeah. I got ramens. And I got sardines. You know what I don't have? I don't have ramen and sardines. Never had it? We're going to try it. I like a little meat with my ramen, so. Yeah, you don't have to watch this. I'll cut this part out. I lied. Yeah, pretty dang cool. Got access to water. I haven't found very many places along the trail. Mind you, it's a 30-mile trail, 29, 30-mile trail, and I've only hiked maybe 4, 5 up at the other end, at the north end, and today I'm going in 3, 4 miles. So needless to say, I haven't covered much of it, but at least I now know I have access to water if I'm in this area or want to camp in this area. Pretty cool. Just got to make sure I have my Sawyer with me. Now back through the woods to the trail. Well, time to quit feeling like a castaway here, and I think I'm going to push on to the 2-mile mark, and I think at that point I'm going to turn around and head back. I've had my ramen and sardines. Really wasn't bad. You gotta try it. Well, I'm at the 1-mile mark, or the 29-mile mark, however you want to look at it. The beginning and the end of the trail is right here. I stopped about a half mile down. It's where I ate, and I was headed to the 2-mile mark. Ran into a really nice couple. They've hiked this area a few times, so he knows it. He told me some information about this. Showed me a really cool beach area. So we actually jumped off trail, so I didn't get to the 2-mile mark. We were probably that far down, but we weren't on the trail itself, so I didn't see the marker. But it was well worth it to see this cool beach area. I'll show you a little video. Well, if you've noticed, there's quite a change in the weather. The lake's not quite as calm. Lost footage of this beach area. So I came back today, the next day. The temperature is about the same, but the Kansas wind has decided to show itself. But anyway, next time I go, I'm going to try and shoot to that 2-mile mark, a little bit further back. As I said, we're at the, if you would, the beginning or the end of the trail, depending on which side you're looking at. I'm at the 1-mile mark. I'm heading back that way, so we'll be going back to about the 26.5-mile mark is where my car is parked at. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this hike with me and a little view of this area that I've never been in. I think I'm going to come back here. I like this trail. And for the haversack, love it. I've always wanted one. You know, I'm used to just throwing a pack on. This is kind of nice. I did find I liked it over the shoulder, across the shoulder. I thought it looked kind of funny at first, but it sure carries well that way versus just hanging on the shoulder. A lot nicer to have than carrying a pack, I think, for a one-day hike or an afternoon hike. So, anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on this. I hope you get some time in the woods. Thanks for hiking with me. Yeah, I decided to come back along the shoreline instead of taking the trail, or at least for part of it. As long as I don't run out of shoreline, which looks like I might be coming to the end of this section. At least I'll have to go around that anyway. Holy crap, look at that. That is neater than I'll get out. stone table. Okay, I learned that I questioned why the 1 mile mark was in a strange place, you know, in the woods. And up there I crossed the road and the 28-mile mark is on the other side. Didn't make a lot of sense why the trailhead would be in the middle of the woods. What I missed, yes, there's my poles laying there, but there's a trail there that actually leads to a parking lot. The trailhead is actually that way. So when I did jump in at the 26.5-mile mark, I jumped in part of the loop, and I wasn't coming to the beginning, I was coming to a junction with the beginning. The 1 mile mark is up there, but the beginning is that way at a parking lot. Makes sense.